Hi, I am Stephanie J. Block.
And I'm Merrily Fairbanks.
And you are listening to Season 4 of Stages Podcast, where we go behind the scenes and beyond the resume.
Join us as we talk to some of the greatest talents from theater, TV, film, and more. And then check out stagespodcast.net for past episodes, merch, and so much more. And love where you are now. When Steph and I were doing Will Rogers all those years ago, guess who was in our cast with us?
Who?
Your former agent, Michael Goddard.
Oh my God.
That dingbat was in our play.
Isn't that so funny?
I cannot believe that. Oh my God. I need photos.
I love him. He's one of my
God, me too.
closest friends, and his husband. I mean,
I wish that I would have known Michael in his like chorus years. You know what I mean? Like
we will.
was
We'll
fun.
send you pictures.
Oh,
or
I'll
there'll
send
be
you
a link
tons.
of him in his chaps. That will put everything in perspective.
Thank you. I would love that.
Go back in time with me real quick. I'm sitting on a folding chair in an auditorium in Orange County, California, and a sweet-natured, unassuming, but very confident, with a bit of spice, young woman, she takes the stage. The intro for her solo begins, and it's a song that I know very well. It's a difficult song for most. And before she opens her mouth to sing, I whisper to myself, oof, okay, here we go. Good luck to her. Ha ha ha! To my delight and surprise, she hits every note perfectly. She tells the story beautifully, and I am aghast that a 17-year-old has ripped my heart wide open in this cold, sterile, virtually empty auditorium. It's either year 2000 or 2001, and I'm asked to be a part of a class final at the then what was known as Orange County High School of the Arts and is now just Orange County School of the Arts. The song is Stephen Schwartz's Meadowlark, and the singer is the extraordinary Lindsay Mendez. Lindsay has been an astounding artist since she was very young. And to have the privilege to watch her spread her wings, take her rightful place among the most celebrated and beloved Broadway stars has been a true, true honor for me. Her credits are many: Grease, Everyday Rapture, Godspell, Dogfight, Wicked, Significant Other, Carousel, for which she won the 2018 Outer Critics Circle, the Drama Desk, and the Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in a Musical. And now she is currently starring as Mary Flynn in the smash revival of Merrily We Roll Along, alongside Daniel Radcliffe and Jonathan Groff. She is a complete wonder. There is a bond between those of us who have graduated from OSHA. There is a bond between the women who have donned the green paint of Elphaba on Broadway. And there is a bond between mothers in our industry, those of us who raise the roof by night and raise little people's lives by day. And I'm so, so lucky to call this woman my friend, as well as being a huge fan. Please welcome to Stages Podcast, Lindsay Mendez.
Lindsay Mendez to stage, please. Lindsay, would you please come to stage?
Oh my God. Steph, that was so beautiful.
You're so beautiful.
Oh,
I have to tell you,
God.
I saw you 2 weeks ago in Merrily. You were so good. You just leave feeling like you hung out with like friends, and it's so uplifting and really fun. And what I don't understand is, why does it work now when it didn't work 40 years ago? What do you think that is? Is it the chemistry? Is it the state of the world right now that we needed something to end on a happy note? Like what is it?
Well, first of all, thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. We love doing it. I think it's a lot of things. I mean, I think our director, Maria Friedman, I mean, she worked on this piece quite a bit with Steve and George for kind of through the years. She played Mary for them in the 90s and was working on it in London. And so they, it's not the same as it was when it debuted, 43 years ago. There's been a ton of changes made to it, but, I do think that I think about playing this character as the age I am now, and I just think, wow, 20 years ago, I don't think I could have, I wouldn't even know the depth of these people
Yeah.
then. And while the people they hired were, extraordinarily talented, I just, I just don't see how they could get to kind of the beginning of the play, how
Mhm.
they would know, what
Yeah.
that pain would be, what that, depth of friendship would feel like. And so I
And the
think there's that for sure.
and the experience of loss when you're,
Yeah.
20 something years old, you've experienced it, but not in the complex ways you experience it at 50 or,
Correct. Yeah.
whatever.
Or not coming back and saying, oh my gosh, I remember feeling that hopeful. I
Yeah.
think that's what hits a lot of people is they see the end of the play and they see themselves when
Mm.
they first started their careers, when they first were, pounding the pavement in whatever industry or field or life they were choosing. And I think that it kind of takes you back there and you start thinking like, man, what mistakes did I make? What would I have
Yeah.
changed? Who did I lose? Can I grab them again? Or, I mean, so I don't know. I think that the depth of that story and the relationship rather than focus on art and commerce and the difference between them, which I think, the theme is there in that show. Maria really decided to make the show about these three friends and this
Yeah.
friendship. And so because of that, I mean, I think anyone can relate to, having those longtime friends and the changes that you go through and you want people to stay the same and they can't and what that does to you. And I mean, it's yeah, I just think it's so universal, the story.
And with Groff and Daniel, when you guys, I mean, all of the interviews that I've seen, the chemistry is undeniable. And it does seem like you may have known each other in another life or
Yeah.
something, because this is not something that can just be learned or put on. Even through rehearsal, even through maybe doing an out of town or an off Broadway, or there is like a true glue that seems lifelong. And that must have
Yeah.
happened right away, because some of these interviews were dated in the first couple weeks because of high profile you all are and how profile this revival was, that all these reviewers and press wanted to get in on it like in day one. And you're
Mhm.
watching these three people and you go, wait a second, how do they understand each other like this? How do they riff off each other like this already? So how did
Yeah.
that happen?
Well, I mean, I think I really do believe that, like you said, we were either friends in another life or we're just like souls. I've known Jonathan for a long time, just in the business. We've never done a Broadway show together, but we've done concerts and readings, and we've just been around each other since we both started in the industry. So we were already friends, but we didn't, neither of us knew Dan at all. And, but, we had known for, I don't know, probably 9 months before we did off Broadway that we were doing the show. So we got each other's info and we started sending messages back and forth and FaceTiming and because we were all in different places of the country. But I think just from the get-go, it just felt like we all really understood each other and there was like a place for each one of us in the friendship. We each like fill a different little
Mm.
spot that we all
Hmm.
kind of need to be complete. And
Mhm.
there's no ego in the friendship. There's no like judgment, but we all know each other really well and can like call each other on our bullshit. Or I mean, it's so fun and no one has anything to prove. We just all really wanted to make the piece the best we could and give it its due. And we love not being, I mean, Steph, like I don't want to carry a show by myself. Like like that is exhausting. And I love getting to share it with two other people. Just the feeling of being on stage and supported rather than
Yeah.
being out there alone. And I think the boys feel the same way. And so it's just such a joy for us to get to do every night because I never start the show like, oh boy, am I going to make it? Like
Yeah.
I used to feel that way at Wicked or Dogfight, these other shows. But like this one, it's just like, oh, this will be great. I'm out with my
Right.
friends, and if
It's like a
something goes off, they got it. We all, if someone's voice isn't feeling well, then the other two sing louder. Like we just carry each other. It's great.
That's beautiful.
So nice.
It's like a three-legged stool, right? I mean, that's
Yeah,
what holds
yeah,
it up. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
yeah.
With
It's so
you,
awesome.
what I find and tell me if I'm wrong, and I never want to label anybody, but I find this to be, I hope you take it as a massive compliment. Your roles have a pattern of great strength, but massive vulnerability, and they usually carry a tad of hurt. There's a hurt to them.
Yeah.
Knowing your life as I do as a friend, can you speak to, or what do you feel comfortable sharing with what you feel you bring with you on the daily to your art form that allows you to bring these very full and vulnerable, hurt humans to the stage?
Yeah, I mean, I think, from the beginning, like, I mean, I think I know I play a lot of women who, don't feel like they're seen or don't feel beautiful or don't feel enough. And it's funny. I think I definitely grew up feeling that way. I always felt a little kind of out. I mean, I grew up in Orange County, and I was Mexican and kind of from the other side of the tracks in like a predominantly white school with a lot of beautiful young blonde surfer girls, and never really felt seen by boys or by anyone really. And I think my talent was where I could kind of like shine or find a place where I fit in. And with the weird theater people, I could fit there. So I definitely always like feel very comfortable like being the voice for women like that, and finding their strength and not just letting them kind of be the like sad sack, but like,
Right.
Figuring out how to give them a voice that honors them. And then, I think I felt like what I had was a very like kind of easy, great life. I have great parents. They supported me and what I wanted to do, and great friends, and felt like I always knew what my passion was, which I think is huge, and could follow that. But I had, the biggest loss of my life was my mother when I was 29, passed away from cancer, and she'd fought cancer for 30 years almost, off and on. So I dealt with that my whole life, kind of watching her have it and then beat it and then have it again and beat it again. And that was kind of, those were different markers in my life. I think I was 9 the first time she had it.
Wow.
So really, not really knowing what was going on, but knowing she was not well, and kind of dealing with that was super hard. And I finally lost her right before I started Wicked. And Wicked really saved me because I was so devastated. And at the same time, I needed a place to go every day. And like, I needed something that said like, you have to show up here. And because I think I would have just like kind of fallen away for like a long time. It was so hard for me. But having to show up every day and do that big thing kind of got me through that period of time. And so I always bring that with me for sure. I've also, I'm like, I feel like I'm the Elizabeth Taylor of musical theater. I'm going on my 3rd marriage. But I think this one's going to stick. I'm feeling good about this one. I have one marriage every decade. So I'm starting my 40s with a new one. And I feel positive that I finally got it.
This is your
We got
Richard
it this
Burton.
time.
This is the one.
This is the one. You're not Liz. Didn't she go back and marry like some of the husbands that she divorced before?
It was Richard Burton.
That's not going to happen. You're right.
He went back
That's
and
not
married
my
Richard
journey.
Burton. Yeah.
That's not my journey.
That's not your journey.
But I do feel like it just took me a while to figure out what was right. And I knew that it would be great to be married and have that checked off the list. But I don't think in my early 20s, I knew what that actually meant. And
well, plus I think when you don't have your mom in your 20s to bounce some of this stuff off of as you navigate long-term relationships and stuff, you didn't have your mom to talk to about that stuff. And so maybe
I had her in my
20s.
I had her in my 20s, but I think I also knew she was sick, and I just wanted to kind of like have the wedding for her, and like if I could have a kid for her, great, so that like we could get some of that in, because I knew that she was kind of fighting. So I do see that. And then I think after I lost her, I was really lost and didn't know what I wanted, and it was a really hard time for my family. And I just think that was another period where I didn't know who I was anymore without her. I felt so just lost. And so, you know, again, I got married again, and I ended up having a child with him, who, and that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, 100%. And I know was absolutely worth it in every way, because my daughter is the greatest thing that could have happened to me. And becoming a mom kind of has healed that for me in so many ways, because I get to see now that relationship again. I get to have it again, but just like on the other, but it feels the same in a lot of ways. And I wanted a little girl so badly, just because I wanted to feel that again. And so getting to have her was just like, it just has been so healing for me. And also really, I think finally showed me like what I could do and who I was. I mean, I think theater is one thing, but I've always done theater, but like being a parent felt really scary. And like, can I keep this little thing alive? And
Yeah,
can
test
I,
every capacity of
Yeah.
all of it. The spiritual, the
yes,
emotional, the fortitude. You go, I can't possibly. And yet, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
and
And you
also
know,
knowing that like in raising her, I realized what I'm not going to settle for what she is going to get, and I'm not going to settle for what I'm not getting either. Like it was like I, you know, you can't have the mindset of like, as long as they're okay, I'm okay. It's like, no, I have to be okay so that she'll be
Mhm,
okay. And
mhm.
once I saw that, I really feel like I finally was like, I see my worth. I see who I am. I know how powerful I am because I'm a mom. And that really like set me free. So I even though I've been here a long time and been doing this for a long time, I still like just feel like I'm finally like coming into my own now.
Mm.
but what's so beautiful too is that little egg that she came from, your mom made,
Yes, I
Mhm.
know.
right? I mean,
That was
your
the coolest thing
mom,
ever when I
Your
figured all
mom
that out.
carried
ah,
Lucy as well. I
it's so
Yes.
beautiful,
know.
right?
It's the coolest thing
So
ever.
Do
Yeah.
you
beautiful. And we'll be right back.
do you feel like you are showing some traditions that your mama had that you are now implementing in your life as a mama?
Oh, 100%. I mean, even just like I just before we started this took her to ballet, and like, you know, my mom, like that was like our thing, was going to dance. And
Yeah.
now I'm the one like sitting out waiting for her in class, and I'm like, my God, when did I, you know, like how did this happen? But I'm also like, it wasn't even a question. It was like, of course we're doing this. And you know, the way we play and the tradition, like the holidays, and I mean all of it. It's all, I'm getting to have it all again, but with her, and it's just it's so awesome.
Was your mom a
Ah.
singer dancer?
No.
No.
But really present and active and supportive in Portia.
Yes.
She was one of those mothers where her presence just seemed to be part of the fabric
Yeah.
of the school. Yeah.
Yeah. And very like, just she was a stay-at-home mom. She was lucky enough to do that. And I have a brother and a sister. My brother's also on Broadway this season in Water for
Yeah,
Elephants,
I
which is
know.
Incredible.
so
Is he also
cool.
still, he's either a teacher or head of a
Yes, he's a
school, isn't he?
professor. Yes, he's head of
Yes.
Marymount. Yes,
Yes,
for
yes,
musical
yes.
theater.
So he's
Yeah,
doing
so
double duty.
yes, he is. He is killing it.
Whoa.
He's doing so great. And
And it got
but
great
my
reviews and it looks like it's going to
yes,
be, I can't wait to see it. Yeah.
it's really good. Yeah, I'm so proud of him. So but yeah, I mean, we all, you know, she really helped us all follow our passions, and I'm so grateful for it. And it's what I strive to do with Lucy. And I'm trying to not steer her in the musical theater direction. Are you succeeding with
Ah,
Vivi? Are you, or is she
there's no
obsessed?
No,
choice. There's no
no, I'm
choice.
not. No, we're not. And we didn't like she started I'm using dance in quotes because it's not competitive. It's not even structured. Yes, they will teach them the fundamentals of tap, jazz, hip hop, but
Hmm.
you know, we go to the recitals and it's very loosey goosey, which I love. This is
Hmm.
something I'm a big proponent of at that age. Similarly, she's been doing shows. Well, she's done two, and she played Molly and Annie for the local production through Blue Oaks Performing Arts Center. And they just
Amazing.
closed Mary Poppins. And the productions are great, but they're volunteer based, right? I taught a lot of little music, and then I was on the wardrobe department. Like
Oh my
Seb and
God.
I, we've got hats that say I do crew. We're just so excited to be like in the backstage doing the thing. And she's very good. She has an inner sparkle. Is there a passion that's going to get her through all the ups and downs, all the rejection, all the
Hmm.
hurt, all of the
Mhm.
things that we know come along with the the real highs are the real hurtful lows. And if you are
Yeah.
not in it for all the right reasons,
Yeah.
it can eat you alive. And I don't know if she has that passion yet. Granted, we're talking about a 9-year-old child. So I am waiting for her to, as you said, I found my people. I belonged with these people. And when I see that, then I will shift gears into a much more, okay, now it's time to really take voice lessons. And I
Mhm.
haven't seen it yet, but Lindsay, she gets up there. And I know this sounds ridiculous, but her instincts are amazing. Like, she comes
Yes.
a little chimney
Got that
sweep
timing.
and she kind of just looks up and she like tips her hat and you're like, wait, what is she tipping her hat at? No,
Mhm.
nobody else is doing this choreography. And she's like winking at the stars. And then there's an inner sparkle to her
Oh my
that cannot be
gosh.
taught. And the language that we speak in our house, just like you and
Of
Jay. I
course,
mean,
it's everywhere in your
we're
house.
singing.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
constantly.
we're more
Or
affectionate than most
we're
people.
self-taping. Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels familiar to her and maybe too easy for her to see that mom and dad have made a living and a nice
Mhm.
life at this
Yeah.
craft. This is not normal. So I want someone who's like, I'm so hungry at it that I'm willing to go to 169 auditions before I even get
Hmm.
one call back. We make it look too easy as parents, and I'm sure that
I
you
hear
will
you.
do
We
the
feel the
same.
same way. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Jay always says that. Like he's like, I don't want her to feel like disappointed if she doesn't have the career you have because,
Right.
she's seen you. I mean, and my parents didn't do this. So like I don't even remember knowing it was an option to be a career when I was Vivi's age. Like I wasn't,
Right.
I don't think I was aware till at least high school that you could actually like pursue musical theater as a
Mm.
career.
So if you didn't know that was even a career path until high school, where did this instrument come from at such an early age?
I don't, my dad like sang and played guitar like for his church. I mean, like my mom twirled baton at the local rec center. Like, but I don't know. I mean, my older sister did like community theater, and I went to see her do Annie, and I remember being like, I'm in. I want to do it, and so I did Sound of Music. I think I was like 6, and I was in that, but I don't know. My parents saw that I had a talent and they put me in little lessons here and there. And then it just kind of kept going. And it was kind of my reward. If I did well in school, I got to audition for the
Mm,
play. I
mm.
could go to class, but only if I did my homework. And it was like, and it became the thing that I think, because I was, definitely wild and independent, and it kind of became their way to like control me. It
Rein
was
you
like,
in.
yes, yes, because it was like the only thing I cared about. So, I don't know where the spark like came from. It didn't come from someone specific. It just was there.
Kids show you exactly who they are. And so you guys can worry about, oh, will she show me that this is the only thing? They first of all, I have a 19-year-old. He's turning 19 in a few weeks.
Oh my gosh.
And we've gone through every phase. We've gone through, I'm going to be a runner phase. I'm going to be a boxer phase. I'm going to be in the military phase. They want to explore all these options and then they bounce it off of you to see what your reaction is, and
Mm-hmm.
they get a lot out of how you respond to what they're saying. And I
Oh,
remember
that's
when,
interesting.
well, when the
Mm,
military thing came up, of course, I was like hyperventilating. And my husband said,
right.
you cannot respond that way. You have to just let him explore it and let him know that you have the faith that he'll explore it enough to come to the right conclusion. So
Mm,
we were in my car and it was my nephew who's a little bit older and my son, and he was maybe 16 at the time. And my nephew, who knows how I feel about it, was like, so what do you think, Auntie, about this whole military thing? And I said, well, it's not my favorite thing, but I have enough faith that Seb knows himself well enough that he'll come to whatever decision is right for him, and I'll support it 100%. And then he turned to me and went, well, I didn't say I definitely wanted to be in the military. And I was like, oh
wow.
my God. He literally was seeing
Yeah.
my reaction. And when I responded in this different way that wasn't defensive or demanding,
Yep.
oh, and I came home and said to my husband, that was brilliant. That was like the best advice. So that's the thing
Oh,
about kids. They're going to go, when they're little, everything changes in 3-week periods, and then it extends to 3-month periods. And then it kind of gets a little longer into like 2-3 year periods where they're fascinated by something, and then it fades. And I think all those periods should be free to explore, and
Yeah,
you
Mhm.
go
I agree.
for it.
I
Yeah,
agree.
so
Look,
fascinating, kids.
we don't have to mention the age, but I'm in my 50s. And even still, nothing's forever. There are
Yeah.
Yeah.
periods where I'm like, I'm exploring this for this amount of time, or I'm moving here because that feels right for me and my family
Mhm.
now.
Yep.
But that freedom of going, this doesn't have to be forever. That little off ramp allows you to breathe differently and go, this is just for now. This is
Yeah.
just for now. And it doesn't even have to be that long. I can say, nope, I'm at my limit. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. I would like to take that off ramp. It may be messy, it may have a lot of bumps in the
Mhm.
road, but we get to make those choices. And that, much like our kids, we're always being tested. They're always testing us, and we're
Always.
always
Mhm.
being tested. It
Yeah.
never ends.
They're looking to
Yep.
see how you react to those off
Yeah.
ramps and to those strange things. I call it shock absorbers. If
Yeah,
I
testing your
demonstrate really good shock absorbers to my son,
Yeah.
like, oh, you know what? I have all these things that are going on that are making me crazy, but I'm just going to bounce with it. And there's equal and opposite. I'm going to look for what's equally wonderful on the opposite end. And they
Right.
start to internalize that and start to live their life like that. I didn't learn that till much later. So I hope my son learns it earlier on. It's
Yeah.
No, that's
fascinating
so
being a mom.
true.
You learn so much about yourself and your
Oh boy.
views of the world, whether they're good or bad.
Oh, yeah. We spoke of your press sort of opportunities because of how high profile the show is. How do you feel when it's Vanity Fair and Vogue and the Late Show and the Today Show? Do you still get a little nervous? Do you like getting all dolled up and showing up for these things? Or is it like, ooh, crickle, crickle, crack, crack? Do I have to crack, crack?
Oh God, get out of my head.
It's crickle, crickle, crack, crack for me. It really
It is for me. No, it is for me too. I mean, now that I have a young child, it's just like I'm so tired, and
Yeah.
she doesn't care that I was out late. She's going to be up at 6:30 or 7 no matter what. And I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
remember when I could sleep till 10 o'clock? Like
Yeah.
those days are over. And so, and then also those are days that I don't get to spend with her when I'm doing this
Mhm.
press. I'm gone all day, and so like I'm thinking about that too. And I'm thrilled that like the show gets the opportunity. I love doing things with the boys. I feel, that's been the best part about this is we've done all the press together,
Together.
and we all have such a good time that we kind of were just like, we don't want to do separate. We want to do it all together. And it also kind of takes the load off. You're not doing all of the answering by yourself. And so I've loved that part of it. And we've had a great time, but it's challenging. All the extras when you're also doing 8 shows a week. I mean, it's just tough.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so tough. Like, I don't know how you did the run where you were Cher and did all of that. Like, I really don't. Because I just don't know how. I don't know how
how any
people
of
do
us
it.
do it. I really don't either. I don't know how we all do it. And you know that it's a gift, and I try to stay in
Of
gratitude
course.
always,
Yeah.
but it costs a lot. It does take away from not only sleep but life with loved ones. But
Mhm.
it is part of, especially the spring
Yep.
season when you're opening a new show
Mm.
and you hope to actually get there. Of course you want to sing on the Kelly Ripa show, but then you still got to sing that
That
night.
night.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And I mean, I do feel like since becoming a mom, like this time around versus like when I did Carousel, this time around, like I've just said no a lot more. I've just been like, I can't do it, or I can't be at the show that night. So like we have to choose,
Right,
because I
right.
just, I know myself, I know what I've got available, and when I'm going to burn out. It's a long haul, and you have to like be able to do it. It's just,
And does that feel
yeah.
freeing to you when you say no, or do you still carry a little bit of guilt with that no?
No, I don't have any
Good.
guilt anymore.
Good. Yeah.
I've
No,
let
not
all
to
of
go
that
back to
go.
the mom, but it's real.
And in this season, on top of all of that, and a 3-year-old, you just announced that you're pregnant.
You're
Yeah,
also making a human being at this
Yeah.
I
very
am.
like
Yes,
ears are forming, toes are being made. Like
yes. I think I think the toes are there.
toes are
We'll
done.
see, but I think the toes are done. I saw some toes at the last ultrasound, but
Oh my gosh.
yeah, but I'm pregnant, and it's just like, so that's also made it easy to say no,
Of
because I'm just
course.
like, my body is at the limit, doing the 8 shows, and I was
Yep,
filming a
protecting
series
you
too.
and her.
I had started a series while we were on the break between off Broadway and Broadway, and then the strike happened. So
Oh,
halfway through the series, we were paused, and then it picked up in December,
ugh.
and they were like, "Well, we need you back." And I was like, "Great, I'm doing this little Broadway show right now." And they're like, "Great, we'll work around you. We'll pick you up at 4 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
and we'll get you out by 3 o'clock so you can make it back to the city to do your
Oh
curtain."
my gosh. That is so
Question,
hard.
is Jay's family local? Can they be of a support system for you?
They're in Pennsylvania, so they're not
Okay.
local.
Oh,
I have
wow.
my brother and sister-in-law here,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
great.
And do they
And we
have
have an
children?
amazing,
Do they have
no,
children? Not yet. Okay.
no, not yet. So they're
Okay.
they're really helpful. I have a amazing nanny and incredible friends, and we do it. And Jay is he's such a hands-on, amazing stepdad to Lucy. He's so great. So like, I'm very lucky. He always takes her to the theater at least like twice a week to spend time with me there, and then takes her home when the show starts, and does bath time and dinner with her. And I mean, thank God for him.
Partnership.
But yeah, but it's like, wow, it's so intense. I mean, yeah,
I, I
it's
remember
intense.
I remember reading when I was pregnant that a pregnant woman exerts as much energy every day making that child as climbing a mountain.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
That's what your
Wow.
body is exerting just to make the child. So now on top of climbing the mountain,
You're
you're
climbing another
filming
mountain
a
by
TV
doing it.
show,
That's right.
doing a
That's right.
Broadway show, trying to tend to all the people in your life. I mean, doing interviews. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm a
You're a
crazy person,
superhero.
but it's
But you
happening.
wouldn't have it any other way, right?
I
I mean,
wouldn't. No,
yeah.
I'm so we're so grateful, and like I said, being a mom is the best thing I've ever done, and getting to do it twice is just, in our business, you don't know if you're going to have that chance,
Yeah.
and I just feel like the luckiest woman on the planet. I really do.
I want to read you a quote, which I'm sure you've read, but I want our listeners to read, and then I'll ask you a quick question after. So, Ben Brantley, who is known to be a very tough cookie, he used to be a critic for the New York Times. He now writes a lot, freelances a lot, but knows theater, I think, better than a lot of New Yorkers. And he says this: "It was never this good before. It will never be this good again. Maria Friedman's inspired reinvention of Merrily We Roll Along makes Broadway and Sondheim feel newly and fully alive again. The season's most essential show with an unsurpassed triple act at its center." So, in reading that, I don't know if anybody could get a better review ever, 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 before or after. Is there a part of you that believes Sondheim knows what
Mhm.
you guys have created? What does this make you feel when you hear these words?
I can't believe it. I mean, I knew Sondheim a little bit. I had done a production of Saturday Night that he was kind of a part of, and he would come to the show every day and just sit and enjoy it. He just like loved it. Was, it was the first show he ever wrote, and he kind of had been able to let the judgment go of the things he didn't like, and could just really appreciate what he wrote at such a young age and enjoy it. And what brings me joy and comfort is all of the people who were friends with him or knew him. They always tell me like how much he would have loved this, and how
Mhm.
much this would have meant to him. And it somehow feels like he is a part of it in some way, for it to have this success, to have this chance. And but man, yeah, of course, I wish he were actually here to see it. And I, you know, these things are rare, and I don't. I mean, I will say, like, I'm so grateful to have this now after the career I've had, because we all know what it's like when you come out and you're like, ooh, that's a lot of empty seats today, you know, or
Right.
you're holding your breath for their reviews because you might close or you don't know. And I mean, we were sold out in 8 minutes downtown, you know, like, so then we just had to make it good, but we knew people wanted to see it.
Yeah.
And there's never an empty seat in our theater.
Oh,
And
I know. I couldn't get tickets. Couldn't get tickets.
you could
I
have
wasn't
called
gonna,
me.
I wasn't going to bother you, but yeah, I was. When was I?
It's
3 weeks ago in
yeah,
New York. Couldn't.
it's crazy. And I've never been a part of something like that. And then for it to be something that I love doing every night, and that feels so, that gives back so much, and that you never get tired. I mean, with his work, and I mean, I know, you know this, like, you just keep finding more and you can keep going deeper. And I don't feel like that about every show I've done, you know, but with this one, it's so special. And I am just like, to have all of that meet where the artistic part of you is filled, and then the commercial part of it is doing how it's doing. I mean, it's a dream. I keep telling all the Broadway debuts, I'm like, this is not how it is all the
Yeah,
time.
this
Like,
is
you
this
know,
is a
like,
secret sauce you don't
you
get
need to
very
enjoy
often.
this, like, enjoy that you're not checking the grosses every week, you know,
That's
like,
right.
and especially in this climate, I mean, this climate's so crazy and there's so
Mm.
many shows opening, and it's so hard for a show to work on Broadway. And
Yeah.
so we feel so lucky, and we know every second, like, how fortunate we are.
I honor Daniel a lot too. Coming from like massive cinema,
Yeah.
global stardom, and his love for Broadway, he
Yep.
shows up.
He shows up.
He's been kick-ass from day one, whether it's How to
Yeah.
Succeed or, I mean, he's been in what,
Equus, yeah.
maybe
Equus,
his
yeah.
fourth Broadway show
I
here.
think fourth or fifth, yeah.
It is
Yeah.
time.
I
Do you hear me? It is
know.
time to sit up and say,
Take
you're
notice.
extraordinary. Thank you for coming and filling the seats.
And on top of being incredibly talented and professional, he, by all accounts, seems to be the loveliest gentleman, not only to his fans, but to, you know, the casts and crews that he works with. He has a reputation of being a really stand-up great guy. Both of his parents were musical theater actors, I think,
They
right?
love
Isn't
theater.
that right?
Well, I
Yeah.
don't-
Yeah, they're a big theater family. And so he always loved it. So even though he started out in film and he's really overcome that childhood film star thing to become like
Mhm.
a notable, really formidable performer in every way.
Yeah,
And
amazing.
he loves it. He just loves being there every day.
You can see it.
He's just, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's crazy about it.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And Jonathan is just like,
He's wackadoodle. I love him so much. But he's off his rocker. It's so
he
fun.
he like, when we finish the show, he's like, oh, I want to do it again.
You know, it's funny. I saw when Hamilton first opened,
Uh-huh.
I took my son and my husband. We went to go and see it. We were way down in the front. We had great seats. This was sort of before everybody knew what it was and you couldn't get any tickets. So I had bought tickets for December in July or something crazy like that. We were right down front. And he came out and he did, you know, his king,
Mhm.
which
I'll be
was, I'm
back.
sorry, it was amazing. And,
Yep.
you know, he's doing his thing. And I leaned over to my husband and my son was in between us. And I said, this guy is amazing. And he heard me
Oh.
and he just looked right at me and he performed the rest of the thing right to me. And my son was so shocked by that. And he was little at the time. He was like 6 or something.
Wow.
And he was like, oh my God, mom. Like it was such a moment for him to be recognized by the guy on
Mhm.
stage. It was so cool. And it was such a
Wow.
Well,
moment for my son. And he fell in love like with theater at that moment. You know, it was
Oh, I
awesome.
love that.
Yeah, it was
I
great.
do love when people look up and know that we're human beings. Know
Mm.
that we
For
can. We
sure.
see you, we hear
Mhm.
you, we feel you, all the things. But yeah,
We
people
hear
sit
you
in the
opening
first
your
couple rows.
candy.
That we hear you. Yep. Don't
We
take
know you're
off
looking
your
at your
ball cap.
phone.
Use it
Yep.
as a ball. Put the
Uh-huh.
candy in the ball
Thank
cap.
you.
Yes, thank you.
Please don't sing
Especially if you're in the
along.
If you're in the first couple rows, y'all, we've got a monitor backstage where we're looking at the conductor, and the conductor is well lit. So those first rows behind, even if you want to be spat on by Jonathan Groff in the first couple of rows, we see you
see you.
people so
God.
clearly.
So well.
So
Yeah.
Oh,
funny.
well.
Yes.
But you've worked alongside some of the best. I mean, not only talent, but just kind-hearted, like Derek Klena. I
Mm.
think the world of this human being. But I
Oh, me
mean,
too.
I wish I saw you in
he's
Dogfight with him. You were with him in
oh,
Dogfight,
I
right?
did. And I was broke again.
Oh, I wish I
Lindsay
saw
Ugh.
broke
that.
my heart open. Derek broke my heart open. Like everybody was
Mhm.
so beautifully layered and complicated. There was nothing monolithic or archetype with any of those characters in Dogfight.
Yeah.
And that's what made it so beautiful to me.
Mm.
But he's the kindest. He is
Oh,
absolutely a leading man in the sense that when he walks in the room, a tone is set, and he usually comes with a just a very even. And we did Sunset Boulevard, I think 3 or 4 months after his beautiful boy was born.
Mhm.
And that's a time
yes.
where you can be like, your emotions are on the tip of your
Oh
fingers
God,
because
yeah.
you're not sleeping. And you're
No.
a little angry that this career that we love so much is taking you away.
Taking you from your young child. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Hmm.
he's just the kindest.
Oh
Because then
God.
you then went on to do Wicked together as
We
well.
did, yeah. Well, we did Dogfight with Joe Mantello. So,
Oh, of
and
course.
then I had done Godspell with Schwartz right before Dogfight. So it kind of all just lined up. Joe was like, "Do you guys want to do it?" And we were like, "Great, let's do it." So it was great. But I mean, Derek just, I mean, he was 20 years old
Oh
when
my
we did Dogfight.
goodness.
And he had just moved to New York, and God, but he was so good and so kind. And I mean, still it just has the best heart in the world, and made me feel so safe and comfortable in a really hard show and a hard situation. We just got super close, and uh yeah, I trust him 100%. I just have such a deep love and admiration for him, and I'm so proud of him, and it's been so fun for me to get to like watch his career,
Mm.
just kind of take off. And yeah, he is the greatest.
I think because you're so open that you really do. It's almost like a lighthouse. You reach
Mm.
out and you bring in amazing people into your life. I mean, you just said Joe Mantello, and I can remember. I feel like I called you one time, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm hanging out at Joe Mantello's pool." I was like, "I'm sorry, what?
Oh, yeah.
How does this invitation even come to?" Because most people look at Joe as a tough cookie, and kind of at arm's length. But we are lucky enough to see him as he's got a silliness to him. I've never hung out
Mhm.
at his pool, but he's bought me stickers for my sticker book back in the day when I had a sticker book in my journals. But to also open up your guts for them to see you and be like, oh, I want them in my crew. So can you talk to that relationship a little bit?
Well, I think Dogfight really felt like the first. It was definitely like the hardest job I had ever had up to that point. I think I had done shows where like I had to open my mouth and sing big, but like something that dealt with that kind of storyline and was that intense. I was really scared for, and I felt so vulnerable and, just shaky. And then on top of everything, there weren't any women. I mean, Anna Lee was in the show, and
Mhm.
we had two other amazing women, but like they weren't in the show very much. And it was very often just me and Derek with Joe. The boys, Pasek and Paul wrote it. It was all very like male
Mhm.
driven. And I think Joe really felt that. And he just always took so much extra care with me and with the content, and would take time just with me and say, like, we can skip stuff. Like, let's not do this number. Let's just hold it. We don't have to do it. We can talk a little, but like always tell me if you don't feel okay, or if you're, like he really like, while also helping me like strip down and kind of like be comfortable being that vulnerable. But I think he really just recognized that it was a hard show to do for me, and just wanted to kind of love me through that.
Oh,
And also my mom was like really battling cancer at that time,
Mm.
and um and she was in California, and I felt far from her. And I just remember really feeling like Joe kind of taking a spot as like a surrogate parent to me, then. And then my mom passed away a few months after Dogfight. And Joe and I were still really close. And then he just kind of stayed in that role. And we've been great friends ever since. And he put me in Wicked, which was really special. And with Derek, and we had so much fun. And yeah, he's just always been like just this incredible mentor and friend. And yeah, I'm so grateful for that relationship.
So
He's a really wonderful, wonderful man.
You're lucky to have that. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
there's a
Very much so.
sensitivity. Yeah.
Yeah, and he knew Jack O'Brien really well. So when I went in for Carousel, he called Jack and was like, "You have to hire Lindsay." And Jack like wrote like, "I already did. You didn't have to tell me," or something. But you know, he's gone to bat for me for other things, and I mean, it's amazing to have those relationships.
Authentic relationships are everything. They're everything.
Yeah. For me to have his stamp and to be, I mean, just being in his orbit in rehearsal for Dogfight, I was so intimidated because I'm just like, I just think he's the best in the whole world, you know, as an actor and as a director. So like to get to learn from him. I mean, I learned so much about being an actor from him during that time. When I auditioned for Mary, I called him. I was like, I don't know about this. And he like walked me through some stuff. I mean, just to have someone of his talent in my corner and helping me has just been everything.
Give me two nuggets, two Joe Mantello acting nuggets.
Well, I'll give you the biggest one, which like took me out and I had to really, it still takes me out. We kept rehearsing the scene for him. And every time we would do it, he would say like, that was really good. And then he would say, okay, a couple things. And he, give us notes every day. Okay, now this. And finally one day we were like in tech or something. We were like running something and correction. And I was like, I just want to get it right for you. When is it going to be right? You know, I'm like, what else? And he was like, Lindsay, it's never going to be right. Mm-hmm. He was like, it's never going to be right. It's going to be different always. And it can always change and it can always improve and it can always grow. So let go of what's right.
Yeah.
And that has like totally changed how I work now. I always do things differently now. And I think I used to think there was like an end to the product. And now I know there isn't. And that has freed me so much to not feel like I have to do this exactly, to not make it feel so surgical. It really does feel like it's breathing.
Because when it's right, it becomes brittle.
Well, and then
you don't want to veer. You don't want to veer from what's right because, then it'll be wrong. Yeah.
And then you've reached the finish line. And with our
and then you're done with
no
it.
Finish. That's right.
Yeah. If you finish, then you're done with it. And then you can't do the play anymore, or at least I don't feel like I can do the play anymore. So that was like the biggest thing that like just it really set me on like a new path in my.
And Maria has said Merrily We Roll Along is actually Mary's story. It's your story. What has she done to help guide you, or what nugget has she given with you that you've carried through these months?
Oh my gosh. I mean, so many, because she also played the role. So she has like such insight. But she also was, what I loved about Maria is like, she had a lot of insight to give me, but she also like really let me find it how I wanted to find it, which was so generous of her, because, I don't know if I could have done the same, because like, I feel very much like how I know it is now. And, like it's hard to do. And, but she was so gracious, finding the jokes, finding, how to land things. So that was amazing. We had such a great process because we would sit with her before we would stage the scene. We would sit together, the three of us, and we would kind of talk through what was happening in the scene. And then we would talk about like why each one of us had our perspective, and understand that actually, like, even though we'd each fight for what Mary wanted, what Charlie wanted, what Frank wanted, we actually were like, oh, no one's really wrong, but also no one's right. They just want different things. And we would hear that. So it just, I don't know, it really helped us all like serve each other and be a little bit more understanding, because I think these friends can also it could get judgmental, or it could get, and it doesn't like turn to cynicism ever. Like that you see that they all just kind of want things from each other and aren't asking for them, or are like, there's just a lot unspoken, but we've spoken all of it. And now we can like have the lid on. And so that was such a great part of our process, is just kind of fighting it out with each other and saying, well, like, why wouldn't Charlie da, 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 like, and
Right.
just us all kind of coming to understandings of why this blew up, why this didn't work, and what we could have done if we did things differently. I mean, it was just it was super cool. So there was just so much understanding planted, which just grew that love more and more.
It's funny. I
Thank
wonder
you.
if that's part of what makes the show so believable and magical and really makes it work, is because, especially as you get older, you start to realize that almost everything you do is because of a need that you have. Even if you think you're being just purely generous, or even if you think you're being just purely helpful, or you're getting something that you need from those actions always. And I start to recognize that much more in my 50s. I'm like, wow, I did those things because I was in search of this. And then sometimes we even get mad at the person when they can't give us what we subconsciously need from the action. And the play was, you could feel that the play was filled with that. And maybe that's why it resonated with me, because I feel in my life at this age, I can see my own behaviors, how they affect my relationships in my life, what I'm actually trying to get, even if I don't admit it. And you could see that working through the whole play between the dynamic of the three of you. It was great. It was great.
There was a therapist line that said, was watching, I love couples therapy. I don't know if you've watched it, but it's a really interesting watch.
Never
Anyway,
seen it.
No.
there was a hurt that was expressed in that moment. And the therapist said, no, that didn't happen just now. This is too well rehearsed. This is from a long time ago. And you are reacting to something that happened a long time, that you have relived in different friendships and partnerships and relationships. And you're now blaming this person sitting beside you because of how well rehearsed in your life this has been. Somebody who feels this for the first time doesn't know what to do with it. You know exactly what to do with this interaction. So to me, that's from years ago.
That's
and
your
now I
loop.
have introspectively gone back and gone, oh, why am I really good at this reaction right now? Because it was something I've needed for decades and have responded to for decades. And, I look at Sam, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. That was not about you right there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's something way down that,
I'm a little messy. I've been rehearsing that for a
who isn't?
For a while.
time.
We're all
That
messy.
narrative has been rehearsed.
We will be right back with the 5 questions after a word from our sponsors.
All right, Lindsay, if you could have a superpower, worldly or otherworldly, what would that be?
To fly.
To fly.
That was
I would want to fly.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
okay.
Yeah, I could get places, no traffic.
Okay. This book, Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, has all these really cool words in it that are taken from other languages and other cultures. So I'm going to give you a word, and you and Steph are going to either guess or make up your answer to what you think this word means. And the word is gray shift. It's a noun. Gray shift.
Okay, gray shift is a part of the brain that when you are in therapy or in deep discussion with somebody, it files information from one part, the right side of your brain, to the left side of your brain, and sort of reorganizes or recategorizes that emotional sort of default.
Wow.
Gray shift.
That is a good one.
That's so good. How am I supposed to top that? I was going to say, like, it's like you're a nurse and they've asked you to do a triple. You're like,
I'm on the gray.
bleary.
Oh, yeah. Poor
Yeah.
Mary. She's got the gray shift this week.
Okay,
That's
so tell
actually
us.
really good. Okay, Steph, you were really close. So
Oh!
it's a variation on the word redshift or blue shift, which are astronomical processes. Okay. It is the tendency for future goals and benchmarks to feel huge when they are viewed in advance, but they fade into banality as soon as you achieve them.
Huh.
So you getting
Mm.
through this season is
Is
like monumental, can't do it. And then you'll look back and you'll be like,
And you go,
oh,
oh
well,
yeah,
that
I
was
did
a
that.
gray
Yeah, I
shift.
did that.
Try to work it in a
I mean,
sentence 2
I
years
sure
from now.
hope that that is the case. Yeah, let's hope for that.
Okay. Do you eat pizza is my first question. Okay. So if you were to be a pizza, are you thin crust, thick crust, or deep dish? And what are your favorite toppings on that pizza?
I am thick crust,
Okay.
and I'm a Canadian bacon and pineapple,
Yeah.
which
That's
I
so
can't
California.
eat, which I can't eat right now.
Oh, that's right.
Soft
But yeah,
cheeses or
I
just too much
no, it's
acid
I
and
think I
stuff?
can't have the I think I might not be able to have the ham. There's like an
Oh,
issue
Yeah,
with
you're not
processed
supposed to have.
meats.
cured
That's right.
meats. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Womp womp.
you have been arrested, and we have to call your husband and tell him to bail you out. What does he assume that you have done to land yourself in prison?
Oh man. I don't know. Maybe like, no, I've never done anything bad.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like such a
Hold
rule
please, I'm gonna
follower.
dial a friend and see. Camila?
No,
Camila?
don't call her. Don't call her. She would um probably maybe at this point because I'm a mom, maybe I got into a fight with someone over my kid.
In the playground.
Okay.
If I'm gonna like commit a crime, it would be for my child. I feel
In the
like.
name of Lucy. Yeah, you're going down. Okay, last one. If you were a nail polish color, what would that color be? And what's the cheeky little name of that nail polish? You know how they
Oh
give the cute
God.
little cukey names?
Yeah, of course. Um, I feel like I would be like a poppy like red, like
Mm.
almost like an orange red combo. And the name would be Salmon Sweetheart or something.
Oh.
I was
Salmon
going to say
Sweetheart.
fail the drug test.
What?
Because poppy seeds, if you eat poppy seeds,
Is that? Oh,
fail
I
the
did not
drug
know that.
test.
See, I don't even know
Oh,
that.
see, I thought you meant like pregnancy. So I was thinking like the
Oh,
bunny
no,
died
no.
or killed the bunny
If
or
you
something.
eat like poppy bagels, poppy seed bagels
You
Oh.
can
before a
fail
drug
a
test,
drug
you can
test?
fail your drug
Yeah,
test.
you can. I saw that on a Seinfeld episode. Elaine
Don't ask me
fails a
why
drug
I know
test.
this.
Yeah.
Don't ask
Okay,
me
so that
why
makes
I
sense
know.
because of the California poppy, the color she's
Mm.
talking about is like a California poppy, but maybe like poppy seed,
Poppy seed.
Okay.
California poppy seed or something like that.
That's
Well,
cute. California poppy seed.
Your
Let's go.
dream, and
Let's
I'm
go
going
with
to be
that.
sending you so many prayers
so many
and
pictures.
You guys, thank you so much. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to do this,
No,
but
are
as
you
you now understand, it's
Not
also
like you're doing anything else, Lindsay. I mean,
Oh
seriously.
it
my
was just,
God,
and then the
girl.
doctor's appointments, because of course I'm 40, so how am
Yep.
I possibly having a child? I must be a,
Geriatrics.
scientific miracle. Yeah, it's like Jesus Christ.
We're excited. I can't
Congratulations.
wait for this upcoming season.
Thank you, thank you,
I
and
adore you,
yeah,
friend.
me too. Love you so much,
Love you
Maryly. What a
too.
pleasure.
Such a
So great
pleasure.
to meet you. Thank you so much.
Coming up next, what struck a chord? So sweet. Oh my God.
So sweet.
So
And
sweet,
you know
so
what?
talented, so confident, so perfect, so beautiful, so charming. Like, I don't
And
like her.
making a child.
I know.
And the narrative that, I immediately felt empathetic because when I was pregnant, I was asked to do a lot of concerts, a lot of, will you present this? And I had to go hide actually because I was like, I don't want to lie. I don't want
Right.
to express illness because that puts out the wrong energy into the universe. But I don't
Right.
want anybody to know that I'm pregnant until it's time to say I'm pregnant.
Right.
So I kind of disappeared. She doesn't have that option.
No.
So, with us, as she mentioned, she kept saying, I can't. And we honored that, of course. But then you start going, oh, shoot, I wonder why she can't sit down with us. And it makes me go, Stephanie, you don't know
Yeah.
what people are going through. It's not about you. It's
Yeah.
not about XYZ. Everybody's journey is so complicated and so beautiful and so, can I say, deep, not heavy, deep,
And it's
that you
so
just
easy
have
to
to.
make assumptions. And we make
Well,
assumptions
that's human, right?
to
We
make
all
ourselves
become,
feel better about
of
what we're
course,
feeling.
of
And that's
course.
what, but it's sort of what I was saying earlier when I was saying, like, everything we do, we're trying to get some need met within
Yeah,
ourselves, even if we're not
sure.
aware of it.
It's very human to presume. When
Yeah.
you get one little answer or one little, you have to be detained, postponed, rescheduled, whatever that looks like. And not just with Lindsay, but I'm noticing that I'm doing this a lot with people in my life, that I'm presuming I understand what's going on their side.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know,
Nope.
y'all.
I
You
know.
never, ever,
This
ever
has
know.
been big lesson for me in my 50s. Exactly what we're saying. I
You
mean, it's
can't
from that
presume.
it's from that Four Agreements book, right? I think
Don't
one
take
is
anything
don't,
personally.
but it's not about you. And I think
Yeah.
that one of his other agreements is don't presume, isn't it? I don't know. I don't remember
Don't
what they
assume.
don't assume. That's what it
Don't
is.
assume.
And
Yeah.
it took me into my 50s to really, like, when I start, I feel a physical feeling within myself, and then I go, oh, note that, because it's not about you. And
That's
it's
right.
not about them. It's just like, go look at yourself and take a breath. And
Yeah.
I find it's really helped me with, like, all my relationships in my life.
And in this case, it was a joyous reason. But in a lot of cases,
Yeah.
it is a
You
heaviness
just
that
got something
we
going
don't
on.
know. You
Yeah.
just have to
Yeah.
respect it. Yeah.
All right. I love you.
I love you.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Stages podcast is produced by Mary Lee Fairbanks and Stephanie J. Block. You can find us wherever you listen to your podcasts. Join us on social media pages or sign up for the mailing list at stagespodcast.net. That is also where you will find Stages swag. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share and rate and review the show. It really helps us grow. Big thank you to Noah Kaiserman and Garrett Healy for the original music, and Allison Arns, who has been with us since day one. See you soon.